us. We continue to get you rolling coverage in the backdrop of the raids that were conducted earlier in the day at Manish Sisodia's residence in the national capital. Look at the visuals that we're putting out on our screens. Those are first visuals of CBI officials who are still present at Manish Sisodia's residence. All of this in the backdrop of red flags that have been raised as far as the excise policy is concerned, where the allegations are that there was quid pro quo, it costed the exchequer, certain private individuals were also possibly recipients of proceeds of crime. Our colleagues are giving us a 360 perspective, which has also now resulted into a political war of words between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. Let me first bring in my colleague Anvit, who continues to track developments as far as Anand Tiwari's residence is concerned. He again is an individual who's under the scanner as far as agencies are concerned. But Anvit, just for the benefit of our viewers, it's not just the national capital where we're seeing these raids. Multiple other locations that are being raided as well, certain other private individuals under the scanner as well. Do we have any more details as of now who these private individuals are?
See, Ritma, we only know so far that 21 locations are being raided, and then some of them are public officers while some are private individuals. Details of private individuals CBI is yet to disclose, but as far as we know that the apart from Manish Sisodia, Arab Gopal Krishna, who was the former excise commissioner, and Anand Tiwari, who was deputy excise commissioner, both of them had been suspended earlier. Both of their houses are being raided. Gopi Krishna's house is in Vasant Vihar, where the CBI teams had reached a few hours ago, and we are right outside Anand Tiwari's house, which was where the raids had started around 9 a.m. around in the morning. And these two officials were among those 11 officials who were suspended on August 16. Along with them, 3 ad hoc Danix officers and 6 officials of the Delhi government's excise department were also suspended. Now, when the teams had arrived here, they had also searched Anand Tiwari's car, and they had taken the phones of the family members and the laptops. However, we do not know where these equipments have been seized by the CBI officially or were just scanned through. We do not know if some documents or whatever the searches had been made for, has the CBI got some incriminating documents or not, because the teams had come out but none of the officials spoke to media. Neither of any of the family members have come out yet and spoken to media about what the raids are about. Okay. But following, if we go in the backdrop, it was all on July 8 when the report was submitted by Delhi Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar, accusing Sisodia of providing undue benefits to liquor vends licenses in lieu of kickbacks and commission. It was being said that the money received was used for Punjab elections, and it was then that Delhi LG Vinay Kumar Saxena had recommended a CBI probe, and after which CBI had registered an FIR. So Manish Sisodia and others have been named as accused, but today morning the drama unfolded when CBI started conducting raids at Manish Sisodia's residence and some public officers along with private individuals.
Okay. Anvit, I'll just request you to stay on with us. Our colleagues Arunima and Akash also now joining us on the broadcast. Arunima, let me come to you first. Now, there are big allegations that are coming in from the BJP as far as 2 other individuals are concerned. One is Dinesh Arora, who I believe is an entrepreneur. Why are these certain individuals raising questions as far as the BJP is concerned?
Yes, so these 2 individuals have been named by BJP leaders, leaders like Parvesh Verma, leaders like Manjinder Singh Sirsa. They've all been addressing the press and making statements ever since the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi recommended a CBI probe in this matter. What is their charge? That these 2 private individuals benefited from the Delhi liquor policy. One of the individuals is an entrepreneur, the other is associated with the Aam Aadmi Party's social media team. He was also formerly associated with an entertainment company, event management company. The charge is that when the meetings took place to finalize the liquor policy, Vijay Nair was part of that alleged conspiracy. The charge against him by the Bharatiya Janata Party is that he facilitated layering of their entire policy to escape scrutiny. The charge against Mr. Arora, the entrepreneur, by the Bharatiya Janata Party is that he benefited from this policy. He was getting commission for the L1 licenses. But all of this are just allegations that have been made by BJP leaders. Whether CBI has found substance in these charges or not, whether these charges have been included in the FIR, and are these private individuals and their premises part of the raids that are being carried out. CBI is being extremely tight-lipped. We are repeatedly seeking information about the private individuals who are being searched at the moment. All we have been told is that they are spread across 7 union territories and states, and the 4 government officials details are available. Maybe in the next hour or so, when the searches are reaching their conclusion, CBI will be in a position to give us more details.
True. Arunima, I'll request you to stay on with us. Let me bring in Akash also in the conversation. He's been tracking developments from outside Manish Sisodia's residence, where we showed you those visuals of officials who are still present. Akash, first we want to know, is Manish Sisodia currently at his residence? Because earlier in the day, there was some sort of report suggesting that he possibly isn't in the city. And secondly, any word that we're hearing from CBI officials so far?
So we haven't got any information about this search and about this raid from CBI. This is one point. Secondly, as far as our sources are concerned, so Ridhima, we got to know that Manish Sisodia is very much here and he is inside his house. Day before yesterday, he was in Himachal, but at this point in time, he is very much inside. Also, talking about this particular policy, we are discussing about this whole development since morning, Ridhima, and this is very much important because Aam Aadmi Party has several arguments, and one argument is that at a time when they were implementing this particular policy, at that time, then LG Anil Baijal raised some sort of questions on that particular policy, and in fact he suggested some of his recommendations, and those recommendations were accepted and those suggestions were taken. But after that, when this policy was finally implemented, when these shops were to open, at that time, just 2 days before, several questions were put, and at that time it was asked that how can you allow liquor shops in non-conforming areas, or we can say unauthorized colonies, because as far as unauthorized colonies are concerned, as per LG, you need to take permission from DDA and from MCD as well. And this, as per Aam Aadmi Party, was the main point because of which they face losses of several thousand crores, because as per them, at that time, the people who got licenses after paying a hefty amount, they were forced to not open the shops at that time, and they went to court, and after that the government had to return all their money, and that's the reason why they face loss. At this point in time, we are seeing a war of words between Aam Aadmi Party and BJP, where BJP is somewhere saying that this is a kind of loot that Aam Aadmi Party is indulged in, and that's the reason why CBI is basically investigating the case. CBI is investigating the case because of the recommendation that were made by LG last month. Also, as far as this particular place is concerned, we are seeing developments since morning, and at this point in time, if I can show you the visuals, there you see the media personals, but inside the gate we are seeing some on and off developments where we are seeing the CBI officials as well. And
so
also,
almost
as far as
over
our
6 hours, and CBI officials are still present, as Akash is pointing out, at Manish Sisodia's residence. Still no word for them. Apparently looking for some documents. We'll continue tracking all these developments. I'll request all our colleagues to stay on with us. Slipping into a very short break, coming back with lots more.